All right, guys, so we're going to take a look at how to high bar back squat. So when you start, barbell's on a rack, right? We want to make sure that your J cup is set up somewhere at the top of your shoulder, below your acromion, so below that bone. So that when you get in, you have plenty of room to clear the J here, but when you are coming back in on the return, you're not going to be above the backdrop there. Because we don't want to get in this position and wind up having to tiptoe in and out, but we also don't want to come in and be way up here and then get hung up on that part of the J cup. So first step is to make sure that your J cup is at an appropriate height. Then we got to look at where do we put our hands, which is really more of a personal preference. Some like to be, a little bit wider. I personally like to be right inside. What we got to realize is that we want to build a shelf with your traps. So if I'm out here, it makes it a lot harder for me to have a shelf here. They're soft. But if I squeeze my shoulder blades and bring my hands in and they stay close, now I get a shelf and I can put it right across the top there. We don't want the bar on your neck though, okay? So set your hand position. Make sure you're centered on the bar. Step underneath the bar. Don't pick it up like this, but come back to a squatting position, right? Squeeze your abs, squeeze your butt, squeeze your traps, stand up. Take us one step back. And from there, you can adjust your feet, whatever, but don't look down. If you start looking down, you start flexing and you start losing your spinal position. So we want to stay in a nice spinal alignment the whole time. And then we're going to go through our breathing and bracing process, our rooting sequence. And then when we're ready, you're going to drop your butt back slightly. So we don't want to start with the knees. We see this all the time. Start with hips, but we don't want to over-exaggerate it because what happens? That barbell's on my neck now. That's bad juju. We don't want that, okay? So breathing, bracing, rooting. Hips go back slightly, then the knees start to bend, and the knees go over the toes, over the second toes, until you get as far down as you can, comfortably, pain-free, in a good position. Then all you're going to do is drive right back up. So talking about breathing when we do this is breathing, bracing, rooting. So we're exhaling, squeezing our abs, inhaling, holding your breath on the way down, and then forcefully exhaling on the way up. At the top, make sure that you're squeezing your butt, squeezing your abs, so keep that nice and neutral position. What we don't want to see is this, where you're overextending your spine. That's not braced at all right? Our lumbar spine should stay in alignment. Think about reaching your hips and your hamstrings back while letting your chest come down. It's not this, right? We see this a lot, causes lots of back pain. So let's stay away from that. So here, one more time, inhale, exhale. Squeeze my abs, inhale again, root, exhale, rotate the hips, hold my breath, drive up, squeeze in the butt, right? Coming back to that tall position, abs on, butts on every time. When we get back into the rack, you want to walk forward until you touch the rack and then squat it down. If you get in the habit of getting in and out of the rack like this, some weird stuff's going to happen to you, and this is inevitably going to happen at some point, and that's not fun when you've got a heavy weight on the bar for you. All right, so like, share, comment, tag your friend that needs to see this, and we'll see you next time.